spring to some of our neighbors, because honestly, our lawn looks so good. Neighbors were stopping and going, "Who are y'all using? What are you doing?"
April was.
And so they say ugly weeds. I go, "Oh, I will use them because the lawn looks so good like that."
All right, so today I'm checking out this lawn. The customer has some concerns about their lawn, and I'm going to go over that. The concerns are mainly in the front yard. It is, oh, hold on. Hey there.
Hello.
I'm Aaron with Grow Lawn. I was coming to check out your lawn. I'm recording, by the way. Is that okay? Is it okay? Yeah, just so I can show our team how what service calls look like and stuff.
Sure.
So I don't know if it was you or your husband that called and
I did. Yeah.
You?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's from both of us that I
Okay.
called.
Okay. Well, do you mind showing me what your concerns are?
If you look at the grass, okay, you can see, see where it's like brown?
Mm-hmm.
It just pulls up. Like there's nothing there.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is, so this is a grub test. So I'm going to pull on the grass.
We had it treated for grass.
No, I know. So the possible things that you could be going on with your yard this time of year would be chinch bugs or grubs. So that you don't have any one of those. What it's going to be is you have plenty of moisture. That's good. It's going to be that your grass is outgrowing your mowing frequency. So you're removing more than 1/3 of the leaf blade when you mow, and it leaves it kind of brown on top. Because if you look down here, you see how this is brown right here, and then only the top. There's only this top little part right here is the green part.
Yeah.
That's getting mowed off because you're growing. It's growing. You probably mow once a week, I assume, right? So there's a couple solutions to that. The one is going to be increase your mowing frequency to something like every 3 or 4 days, or we could apply a plant growth regulator, which would inhibit your top growth and force the growth to go into your root system instead of growing through the top. And then you could get away with mowing once a week, and then it wouldn't brown out when you mow it.
Okay, so why are we having this now? Last year it was absolutely gorgeous,
Mm-hmm.
and the year before we've been using y'all for a couple of years now.
Yeah, I mean,
and this year is just like, ugh.
yeah, I mean, it's just the
brown
mow.
and it's pulling up easy, which
Yeah.
we had the situation in the backyard, and the backyard's
Okay.
great now
Okay.
since y'all been treating it. So we're like, I don't know what's happened.
Yeah, it's
We're
just.
mowing the same as we always have. 6
Yeah.
years.
So right now your yard is outgrowing your mowing frequency. Your grass is growing so good that, let's say, so the rule of thumb is you mow off 1/3 at a time, and you can reduce the amount of browning or what you're seeing here is as a result of not mowing frequent enough.
We're not removing much though when we do mow.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're not mowing it down. In fact,
Right.
I've been very conscious of that.
Okay.
Because obviously you can see, we can see that this is grass here. If we move too much of it, you're just gonna have a brown lawn.
Right. So mowing it to get this to be green all the time this time of year, and as good as you're watering great.
Right, but this has been happening. It's been like this all summer long, pretty much. It's just getting worse and worse. We kept thinking it would get better, and we're watering it more and blah
Yeah.
blah blah blah, and it hasn't. Each time y'all come out and treat it, with fertilizing and all of we had, I guess the cinch bugs application put
Okay.
down, and
Yeah,
the
aeration
and all that.
Yeah. Let's just check for chinch bugs real quick.
Better.
Yeah. So you don't have chinch bug damage. I'm just gonna check just for this because I'm here. And what I'm doing is pulling the grass apart. I'm visually looking for chinch bug activity in the front. If you had chinch bug damage, you'd have like larger sections of your lawn.
Right.
If it was grubs, I would be able to grab a hold of the grass and pull up, and it would come up like carpet.
Sure.
So what this is mowing frequency. So your grass, Bermuda, St. Augustine, Georgia, loves heat and water. There's no such thing as heat stress on these grasses. So it's getting the perfect amount of it. Loves the water. You're giving it a ton of water. That's great. It's just that it's not being mowed frequent enough. So Bermuda, do you know the golf course over at Hidden Creek?
Mm-hmm.
They mow those fairways every other day to be able to maintain the green color.
Yeah, I don't expect that.
No, I know you're like
My neighbor across the street has the golf course.
right. So
I can look at
this
it.
is a
He does
perfect.
it once a week.
He uses a plant growth regulator though.
I don't know what he's using.
That's
Don't know.
that's how you do it. So we have a product, and I'm not trying to sell you on it. I'm just telling you what it is. So in order to have a lawn like that and maintain the green color, so they have the same going thing on.
I don't know what he does it all himself. I
Right.
don't know what he does. But anyway.
So that's mowing
let me
frequent.
ask you, like this
Sure.
over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This doesn't have that problem. Look how thick and
Yeah.
all this is.
Yeah, it's mowing frequency. Mowing frequency. I mean, some parts are just
this-
going to be look like that. I mean, you're getting great moisture. Well, it went down far. I just didn't. It's so moist that it didn't pull a plug. But you have really good moisture. I mean, you can see right here. You have the same thing right here.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm
And-
saying. Why in one area it's good, in another area it's not.
Because you're not going to. Well, I'm going to get my phone before it burns up. I didn't know it fell out of my hand. So the solution to this is one, Bermuda likes to be mowed at that height and not this height.
Well,
So,
see, we haven't been because it'll be brown.
so you're going to have to do what's called the height of cut reset. So you're going to have to mow your grass short and bag it, and it's going to be brown.
We always bag.
Right. Well, I'm only saying bagging it because so when you cut your grass with this height of cut reset, you're going to have a ton of clippings. You don't need to bag your lawn, only when you're going to do a scalp, okay? And in order to lower your height of cut, you're going to have to remove about half. If you cut your lawn half, you're going to have a lot of clippings. And so that's why I say bag. Otherwise, you shouldn't bag. You shouldn't bag. All the nutrients that we put in your lawn.
I mean, we do, because if we don't, it ends up just settling on the ground. We get thatch. In fact, we
Okay.
have some on the side, and we're
Okay.
we're going to have to get in there and scrape it because that's all just collected, and
Right.
the grass won't grow on it.
A couple of the benefits of mowing frequency twice. We want to stand in the shade. Let's stand in the shade.
Yeah.
So the benefits of mowing frequent is one, you could get away with not bagging and you wouldn't have the amount of clippings that you get if you mow twice a week or every 4 days. So that wouldn't be, it's pretty close to twice a week. But in order to maintain a green lawn like that, or to be short all the time, Bermuda needs to be cut at 2 inches or below. And every yard in the neighborhood is mowing too tall, okay? Including yours. But it's hard to get on my customers to mow below 2 inches because there's a myth that says if you let your grass go tall, that it's going to make it more drought resistant. And that's not true. You can see here how your grass is laying over in many cases.
Yeah. So that's
And-
too long.
It's way too long.
Okay.
It's double what it should
Well,
be.
and I know it's a little longer now than it normally is, just because we're trying to keep it from being so brown looking.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of browning right after you mow. So what happens is when you mow, you're going to have some sections of the yard that are going to be browner than others and some that aren't so brown. And it just means that the mowing frequency isn't keeping up with the amount of the growth you're getting from week to week. There's only two ways I know of to control that. One is to apply a plant growth regulator, which slows down the top growth significantly, and you can get away with mowing once a week and mowing it shorter, and you're not going to have that many clippings. Or you go to what he's doing, and he's probably mowing something like, hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
He's probably mowing it every couple days.
No, once a week.
So then he has to use the growth regulator is what I'm talking
Yeah.
about to be able to maintain
Tim
that
mows
color.
once a week.
Oh, more than that.
Oh
He
yeah.
does?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I was
He's out there all
wrong.
the time.
Yeah, he's probably if I had to make a guess, it's probably every 2 days he's mowing.
Yeah, that's about right.
Really?
Yeah.
I've
He's
not
got a
seen
putting
that.
green going on over there.
Yeah. It's the same with the
Well,
golf
we're not
course.
going to do that.
Yeah, right. I'm not going to do
We're
it.
not gonna
out
do
there.
that.
I'm not either. So every Bermuda lawn has this challenge. And as what happens is, do you have a mowing service? Do you do it yourself? It sounds like you do it yourself. So let me tell you what happens with the mowing service. Because when I was in college in horticulture, I did the same thing. As the season got hotter, I would keep raising my mower height up till like it would get to like 4 inches, even in Bermuda. Is because when I mowed it, it browned out the yard, and I would get customer complaints when I mowed the yard, and it would brown it out. It's because and I would mow all my customers once a week, and it's because the frequency of mowing wasn't enough to keep up with the growth of the grass.
Yeah.
And you guys are watering. I don't think I've ever had a conversation with somebody watering so good in August. You're the exception. But your grass is growing so good and fast that it's outgrowing your mowing frequency, meaning you're cutting more than 1/3 off every time, and then you get this kind of browning in the area, and it might take 3 or 4 days to recover, and then just about this time it recovers, you mow again, and then you're back to like having like this kind of thing. 2 ways to fix that. Mow more frequently, every 4 to 5 days, and or a plant growth regulator. A plant growth regulator really slows down vegetative growth, which is the top of what you see, and instead of it growing more up, it forces the roots to go down. Okay, and I'm willing to bet that he uses that. Okay, he's probably geeking out on his lawn, and I'm pretty sure he probably uses a plant growth regulator. And so those are the 2 ways. So you and everybody else that takes good care of their lawn like you do have this challenge of your mowing frequency isn't keeping up because it's once a week. So a Bermuda grass yard needs more than once a week.
In August or all the time?
So the Bermuda grass loves the temperature that we have right now, loves it, especially with the amount of water that you're giving it. Right, so it depends. Like it's sometime in May when we're in 80, 85, and we're getting a lot of rain in May, but probably the days aren't as long, so you're not getting the growth you're getting. Yeah. But to answer your question, it should probably be mowed more frequent than once a week all year round. Now you get up until every Bermuda grass lawn. Every Bermuda grass. The more you.
Oh, that's what you should do.
Right.
Not what necessarily you do.
Right. So people mow on a once a week basis, not because that's what's good for the grass. It's just that's what people do.
Saturday shows up.
That's what Saturday. Yeah. When the weekend comes, it's time to mow the grass, and maybe it should be on Saturday and Wednesday, let's say. And what will happen is when you start removing less of the leaf blade, your grass is going to start to grow more horizontal than it is up. Because it's so tall now that a lot of it's just laying over when you mow.
It just lays over.
Yeah, that's because it's too tall.
Okay.
So when we talked earlier, what you're going to have to do what's called a height of cut reset. This is common in Bermuda grass lawns. Even he probably does one once a year, and it's when you go in sometime midsummer, and you kind of let it grow to its highest point of, let's say, 2 inches, something like that. And now it's time to cut it down to the ground and start over. I'm not suggesting everybody does that because that's just not for everybody. That's for the guy across the street.
He pulled up his entire lawn. I mean, like, had it all scraped and removed and started over.
What he probably did was he probably scalped it and he did a lawn leveling. So he probably brought in some sand so he could mow his yard with what's called a reel type mower. Which the mowers that go like this.
Yeah, he's got a mower that's about this tall, and
it's got a thing in front,
really
catches all the grass. Yeah. So that is mowing the grass. The blades turn this way versus your mower turns. It's called a rotary mower. In order to mow a yard at that height, it has to be very level. So that's what he did. He went in there with some sand, and now his yard is level enough to where he can mow it with a real type mower. I'm willing to bet that your lawn is not level enough to use a real type mower. So, but you can still mow your yard pretty short with a rotary mower and more often with it. Now, my guess is going to be you're going to be in the 2-inch to 2.5-inch range of what your target mowing height is going to be.
Okay. What is it now? I'm really bad with measurements.
I'm gonna guess you're somewhere in the 3 to 4-inch range.
Okay.
You're talking 2 inches from the ground.
From the ground.
So you take a tape measure, stick it in there,
this is,
Ground,
I'll-
whatever 2 inches is, that's what we want to regulate the mower.
but it doesn't matter how, the frequency matters the most,
Yeah.
right? The frequency, it's like when you
Trying
mow, it's
keep
going to brown it out.
Be at 2 inches.
Yeah, so now it's going to be healthier at 2 inches, and it's going to start growing more this way if you do a plant growth regulator, right? And then the more frequency you mow it, it's like, I don't say it's not an example when you cut your hair, because your hair doesn't really do that, but if you start mowing to say twice a week, your grass is going to be like, look, we can't grow up, we need to grow this way. And that's what's going to happen. And that's why if you were to go and put a golf ball in his yard, it would sit right on top. If I drop one in yours, it's going to be like the deep rough at Augusta National Golf Course, right? It's going to sink and it's going to hit the ground. So here's the solutions. One, cut it half of what let me go back. Mow it as short as you can with your rotary mower without scalping, without bottoming out, let's say. And then you're going to have to figure out what that is by just lowering it down to the lowest setting and then mow it. You're going to bottom out and then you're going to lift it up. Mow. If you don't bottom out, that's where you're going to mow, because I guarantee your lawn is not level enough to mow it an inch.
Yeah.
This is not. Now I have a non-irrigated property, and I mow my yard. I have a big mower. I have like 2 acres to mow, but I maintain mine at 1.5 inches, and I use a plant growth regulator. And when I mow, I only mow about every 10 days, but I only mow like maybe that much off. And when I drop a golf ball in my yard, it sits right on top. So those are the two solutions: mow more frequently.
Okay, so should
Lower.
we start doing that now?
Yes, you can definitely start it right now. Let me tell you what.
It's just going to
So
be
it's gonna be
brown and
brown.
Yeah, I was going to say, let me give you a heads up of what it's going to look like. It's going to be brown, and it's going to look like a bad haircut. But if you're watering great, and you just come out here and you just maintain that height and do it twice a week, I don't need to do anything extra. Now, if you want to try liquid mow, I'll do one for half price after you scalp. And then if you maintain for a month, you'll be able to see what it does. And then if you want to keep doing it, you can keep doing it. If you don't want to, my feelings won't be hurt. But those are your two options to have a green lawn.
Yeah, we've just been so surprised this year, like last year.
So it's going to be a process to get to a green lawn. It's going to start out browner and brown.
Yes, you're mowing too tall. But I have this conversation with every one of my customers, and a lot of them have a mowing service, and they tell the mowing service, "Hey, cut," and they never do. So and then
We've been leaving it high because it's been brown. We noticed
so brown.
it looks.
that's a typical thing.
Burning it up.
Yeah, it's making actually more brown than every time you cut it. The more you keep raising it,
Oh, we're getting more brown.
yeah, you're
Only
getting
this
more. The
much
brown
green
is keep
on top.
going up top, and now you've got
So
like
the
this
brown
much
is
green at the
going
top.
like that. Okay.
So now, let's say you're mowing your grass and your mower dips down a little bit, you hit a little rut in the yard or something, and the mower drops down. Now you just cut off that little whatever green was there, and now you have some brown spots.
Yeah.
So you don't have any disease, you don't have chinch bugs or grubs. It's mowing frequency.
Yeah, this is depressing when you like.
It's so tall. So what is going to happen? So here's some more benefits of mowing it shorter. When the Bermuda grass yard goes into dormancy this tall, it's not going to hurt anything for it to go dormant. But when you come out into the spring, you have your work cut out for you when it's time to scalp it. So every spring,
That's true.
Yeah,
you won't have
the
to
big
cut
one.
off as much as if you mow it a lot shorter.
So if we start doing what you're saying now, dormancy comes in what, mid-October
I mean, I wish I could say, but I mean,
ish?
so your grasses,
Before November,
when's the
probably.
days are starting to get shorter and shorter, and when the days start getting shorter and shorter, your grass is really going to start slowing down. So your growth is going to slow down by itself. September, October, November, somewhere in that time. The closer you get to November, it's going to start slowing way down. Even if you're cutting it once a week, at some point in that 3-month time period, the days are going to get shorter. Your grass is going to start storing carbohydrates for the winter, and your top growth is really going to slow down. Okay, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about in the height of the growing season. What do we need to do? Mow more, or use a plant growth regulator. And mow a lot shorter. So what's going to happen is you're going to come in here and it's going to be that's a big job. But you could for example, you could mow this down to the ground and be only see soil, and it would come back beautiful, no problem. Okay, I don't want you to worry that if you cut your yard short, it's
going
gonna freak you out. Yeah, it's gonna freak you out. It's gonna freak you out. Yeah, I have some videos on my YouTube channel of spring scalps, but a lot of lawn like nerds like me and that guy, we will do what's called a height of cut reset about midsummer, and that's what you need is a height of cut reset, and just cut it as low as your mower will go without bottoming out. And I don't know what that number is.
You learn that by bottoming out first.
Yep, you learn it by bottoming out. Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Do it in the back.
Yeah, that's probably better to experiment back there.
Yeah, and if you wanted to, so I mean, you could mow pretty short with a rotary mower, but something to think about is to get it short is to do a lawn leveling. We don't do lawn leveling. I can recommend somebody, but what you'll find out is when you start mowing it shorter, it's really going to show how lumpy it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
How do you
yeah.
level it with sand? I don't get it.
You just so that what happens, what they'll do is you cut it really short, and then you put sand all over it, and you smooth it out, and it has this I don't know what it's called. It's like a leveling rake, okay? And Google search it because I can't explain it. I know what it looks like in my head, and I have one, but I can't really. It's flat. I don't know. And you drag it over the yard, you know, and for your yard it'd be about this long. And then you just drag it over until everything is totally level, and then the grass just grows through it, and you have a level yard. And then so now you can use a real mower to mow it if you wanted. Yeah.
That's what I was not understanding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now is sand's like super beneficial for your yard? No, but you're not going to hurt anything by doing by doing that. You're not going to hurt anything.
Yeah.
But you don't want to level with topsoil because that's organic. It's just going to decompose, or like manure or peat moss or any of these things.
Just any old sand.
It's like a construction.
Whatever the service uses, because they would furnish the sand, right?
Yeah, they know what
We
sand to
would,
use.
and they know what to
Yeah,
use.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
We wouldn't do it ourselves.
So I missed a part of the conversation. Sounds like you're able to provide this
A name of somebody.
Growth regulator. We call it
the
liquid
growth
mow,
regulator.
but it's a plant growth regulator, and we apply it to Bermuda grass lawns all the time. And it's for people that want to mow. One that probably mow your height, but they want to mow every 2 weeks. They want to cut their mowing bill by about 15%. So we do liquid mow, and then now they go from mowing every week to about every 2 weeks. But they still kind of get this effect. Now, the people that want to have more of that, one, you're not going to get to that level, okay? You're going to get to about 2/3 of the way there, okay, if we do that. So by mowing it shorter, half as much, or whatever length we get to decide on, and mowing it more frequent. And if you want to do a plant growth regulator, you can do that and mow once a week. And you'll be mowing it. I'll tell you what, you'll be like, it doesn't need to be mowed. That works that good. But if you just force yourself to mow it, it'll be great.
Just like going to the barber for a trim.
It'll look great.
So we could maintain once a week if we do the growth
Liquid,
regulator.
yep.
And that's something that you can provide.
Well, yeah, I'll let you test it out. It's like half price. You're not locked into
So how
any.
much is that?
I'd have to just guess on what it is. I'm gonna get.
Just ballpark.
I don't know. Let's see how big your yard is. So you get 2.4.
So we mowed the back yesterday? I just noticed the grass bag today.
Yesterday morning.
Oh, okay. Good for you.
I didn't check in.
Well,
I'm checking in now.
They put the what's the stuff they put down yesterday? Y'all put
Yeah.
down the water thing.
Liquid aerate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's-
yesterday.
That was Ugly Weeds.
That's us. That's me.
Oh, that's you.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't recognize the truck.
That's the truck I started my business with. Started it in 2000, and that was our first
Sorry,
one.
having a conversation with somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, now I do. It's all loud, doesn't it?
Yeah, so just to go back on so that application we did has a product called Hydrotain in it, so you're going to get even better use out of your water. So it's really a good app. But I'm trying to figure out what it would be for.
What was it we had them put on? What
Fall hydration.
No, but before that, for the bugs.
Oh, it was the army worm
Army
treatment.
worm.
Oh yeah, army worms came through here. It's been, they're
Yeah.
all over the South and Mississippi.
Yeah, we'd had them like, what, a couple years ago and did not want them again. So I don't care what it costs. Well, tell me what it costs, but do it.
Yeah.
And then tell me what it
I'm
costs.
not sure those were army worms.
Maybe we had something
They were
else.
some kind of worms.
Yeah, if army worms. So what we put out, you don't have to worry about it for now for the rest of the year. You're good. But army worms will do the most activity. Well, you'll see them most in the evening, right before it gets dark, or at night. Your grass will be. You come out with a flashlight, and your grass will be moving. There'll be that many. It would be $65.
Oh, okay. I was wanting to find out, are we talking hundreds or thousands?
Yeah, no.
65, do it twice.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do your first one half price, and
Okay.
then it'll automatically renew. But if you hate it, call me back, and I'll no hard feelings, and we'll stop doing it. But before I do that, I
need
want
to
you to
scalp
scalp first.
Okay, so tomorrow I need to scalp.
Yeah, call me.
Busy day, got oil change, it's sick.
Oh, well, there's
Okay,
those
so
things to do.
tomorrow I'll scalp.
Yeah, call me when you're done.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'm recording this, by the way. I
Figured the
yeah.
body cam.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show
See
this.
now how it's
Yeah,
laying
you see how?
down.
Yeah, this is a perfect
Yeah.
example.
Yeah,
It shouldn't
that's
do
not
that.
good.
Shouldn't do that. Should be standing straight up, like a flat top. Like you get a flat top on your head. Just stand straight up. So you'll like the liquid mow, but get it there. It's gonna look like a bad haircut for a month, because the liquid mow is gonna trap in that brown. But you're just gonna, no matter what happens, just mow it anyway on whatever your mow day is. Say it's Saturday, mow it anyway, whether you think it needs it or not, and it's gonna be, you'll love it.
Okay.
You'll love it.
Is this something that you can get rid of? This, it's been here since we built the house 6 years ago. I don't
That's
know what
for
it's
the
hooked up
tree.
to.
I
think it's
can't.
still being used.
I'm not.
you're doing
I'm not
it?
licensed to do it. But what you could do is you could just cap it off. You could call Andy Sprinkler System. They do sprinklers, or another guy.
Oh, there's a guy
Trey.
in the hood.
This is to put stuff in for the tree.
This is just water. This is hooked up to your irrigation system.
This is?
Yep, it's just a bubbler. It's a, what is it called when you have to do it? A standard. It's code. So in Burleson, when you
plant a
build a
tree,
house, you have to put at least 2 trees. In this neighborhood, maybe just 1. But you have to. They're gonna need a bubbler, and so that's what that is. That's a bubbler zone for your tree. Likely between your sidewalk and your driveway. That's Metafin irrigation or underground irrigation, because that's
Yeah,
code
yeah,
2.
that's
Yeah.
And then this is
Zone 2,
probably
zone 3.
pop-ups of some
Yeah.
sort, and your beds looks like they're pop-ups
No,
too.
they are.
So
Yeah, we have a guy that's come out and worked on the sprinklers and adjusting it, because then as things grew, they kind of,
yeah, they get in the way.
Blocked.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
block your water. Yeah.
So, a guy here in the neighborhood.
Well, should this mound be leveled off?
So.
You definitely bottom out on
So what I
this.
would do with this tree, so whenever you have a tree like this is planted, not planted too deep, but there was mulch all the way up too high on this tree at some point. You should see the root flares of this tree, all the way around the tree, and you don't.
Like this, right here.
Yeah, right. And so if you this is all mulch, was all mulch at one time, and just grass grew up to it.
Here's another one.
Yeah. So I'll dig over and kind of show
When
you.
they put the tree in. Well, the
This
first
is actually
one
tree
died.
number 2.
Yeah, the first one died, and they put this one in.
first
They
one was
had it
sitting in a
mulch
puddle of
all up
water.
to it.
Yeah, I would start pulling this back. So I'm gonna tell you what I would do if it were my tree. I would take Roundup and I would kill off some section around the tree, so that way my tree isn't competing with the grass for water and nutrients. So that would be something I did. And then I would put some kind of border, whether it was steel edging, rock, it's your choice of whatever border, to keep the weed eater off this tree. So what happens if you're weed eating your lawn every week, and if if the grass goes real heavy up to the base of this tree, you can girdle the tree by doing that. So I would kill all the grass with Roundup, and then I would get rid of all the mulch here, and then so I can see my root flares. You can kind of start to see them as I pull this. Yeah, a little bit more.
Like scrape that off with the spade or
So you want to see the roots?
You want to see the root flare.
Flares? Okay.
Yeah, if I had something to dig better with, I would give you a better demonstration, but that ground's too hard for me to move.
Got it.
I have a right way and a wrong way to do your mulching your trees on my YouTube channel. Just search tree volcano ugly weeds. No, you don't have a tree volcano. You don't, but you'll see what one looks like. Yep.
Okay, so what is your YouTube channel? What is it?
Just search Ugly Weeds Texas.
Okay. Okay, I have to do that.
And it has a lot of things on here, like how to properly mulch your trees and different insects in the landscape, lawn stuff. This will eventually be on there. Can I put this on there? This recording?
No.
No? Oh well, he said yes. We're gonna do it. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to you scalping and let me know. I'll tell Melody what our plan is.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yep.
All right.
Perfect. All right. Nice to meet you.
Bye guys. All right. You too. Bye. So stay tuned to the channel. Please subscribe.